And this is very important in reference to. Remember that time that lady crashed into my car right next to the Jewish little church over there? You remember I made my video in reference to my e-bike when I was riding over there, and they had stalled my e-bike, or it didn't work. It stopped. And that Cynthia Jones lady, wasn't her brother that was the cop that came over on the front porch, was it? I guess one of her brothers was, or one of her relatives was a cop in Indianapolis. I'm not sure if that was her, but he was real tall, I guess. And he tried to run me over with his squad car at the time of the accident, where she had crashed into my vehicle. And I had like an injured shoulder, and the swoopy SWOPE law office was on the north part of Indiana, like, I don't know, Lafayette or something. They were like the law office. And, I was not at fault. And I called him one time or something. I spoke to him. I was like, hey, I haven't heard. But that court case took like 3 years or something. Never received a penny. And she crashed right into me. She ran the light and crashed into my van. And I called the law office. And I was not at fault. But I called like the law office and I said, what's going on with the court case? And she said something like, and then she hung up the phone on me. She said, oh, you don't owe anything. Goodbye. And she hung up the phone on me. And I was like, wait a minute. I lost time and work at the time and basic information of some things. And, they damaged my vehicle. And, I had like waited like 3 years and didn't receive nothing. Can maybe somebody look to see what the rulings was on that car accident, to see if the attorney stole the monies or what? Because I've never received nothing. But she was like, oh, you didn't know anything. And she goes, okay, you don't owe anything, goodbye. And she hung up the phone. And that was like the last I ever heard from them, And I was working at Amazon at the time, wasn't I? Something like that. But anyways, or I started working there, whatever it was. So anyways, somebody look up that information and see if I was supposed to have received any monies from that car accident when that lady crashed into me. And she was driving a Ford, one of those SUVs, and I had my Chrysler minivan. So, I've not received any information in reference to it at all, or in reference to. She said, you don't owe anything, goodbye. And I was the victim. And there was a guy in California where this girl ran up and kicked me, and I was working at Mel's Drive-In, and I was like, this cop called me, or some man called me on my phone at my apartment, and he said, because they were doing an investigation on this girl that ran up and kicked me in the leg or something. And she was like, I was like, who the hell was that, And she ran up and kicked me and then ran off. I didn't even know who the fuck it was, And then this cop called me at my apartment at 7513 Fountain and Gardner, And he goes, oh, if you're wanting to press charges, you won't get no money from anybody beating you or hurting you there, or there's no way you can get money. There's no way you can get money for your injury or the incident. This guy in California said this to me. Called me on the phone and said I couldn't get any money or compensation for this girl kicking me. There's a group of people that have done these things, that have been stealing lawsuit monies and monies I was supposed to have received in reference to people abusing me. And there's a man that's stealing. There's like an organization of these people that are doing these things. Does anybody know who they are? Obviously, they're tied in with the postal thieves or something, these people. I don't know. Somebody needs to do something in the courts and find out what's going on. I haven't received any of the lawsuit monies from California. You know, when I got kidnapped from California, you know, this is just total obstruction of justice in every way, in reference to every situation. It's attempted murder every day, and financial crimes against people that have abused me and then tried to get away with it, you know, and financial fraud of people injuring me and then them covering it up or something, you know. Lots of things of importance. Hello, friendly people.